What is up, friends? SoSlo here, back with another Tomato Plays with a new tank from Wargaming. The GSOR British Tier 8 Medium Wheeled Tank, GSOR 1010 FB. I don't know what the FB is, but whatever. So, yeah, medium tank, wheelie boy. And I know the first thing you're thinking is, oh my gosh, another more wheelie boys, but this wheelie boy is quite a bit different from the rest of the wheelie boys in that it, while fast, is absolutely not maneuverable. Now, I'm kind of changing the way that I am doing a tomato plays. Normally, I would just get the tank and then record me playing the first couple of games. I want to try this a little bit different. I want your guys' input as to whether you like this better or the original better, where I just play the game. Trying to shrink the video a little bit, not make it quite as long, and then talk over replays and stuff instead of live as I'm doing it. I will tell you, having played a handful of games, 20 plus games, this is an interesting nut to crack. The gun is good, and like I said, if you want to get all the particulars of all the stuff, Quickie Baby, Skill, they're going to be your man. Go check them, or whoever your favorite creator is. I am looking at this purely as a guy who is barely average, giving you, the average player, an idea of what to possibly expect with this tank and see maybe if it's something that you're interested in or not. So, 105 millimeter main armament has AP, APCR, and the old HE, so not HESH, as you would find in more, the rest of your British tanks. Obviously, wheels, armor is skinny. It's thin because it is, again, a medium tank. It's not going to have any great... I wasn't bouncing shots unless they were super lucky. It's a machine. But, again, the most annoying thing is that, again, Wargaming is putting three different crew skills on this. And there is only one other tank in the game that has a British medium tank, I should say, that has a commander that is also something other than the commander. And that's the radio operator. And of course, that is the Matilda LVT, which is a premium tank. And I've never heard of it. I don't know what it is. I'm just like, oh, okay. But it is the only other British medium crew that has any commander. In fact, I think I went and looked at all the British tanks. And I was hard-pressed to find... Yeah, it was the mediums. All the medium tanks, and none of them have a guy who has all of the loader. Just this Matilda LVT, and then they throw the loader in on him too, along with the gunner and loader, which luckily there are a few other tanks that have that, including the Matilda. So, you've got that going for you. But it's just like, why Wargaming? Why do we keep doing this where what's the need? What is the need to add this extra crew member crew position onto a commander or something that doesn't match up with the rest of the line? It's so annoying. Like, why is there no dedicated radio operator loader or gunner loader? Or yeah, I don't understand. Why don't we have 4 guys? Commander, radio operator, gunner, driver, loader. Like, why is that so hard? So I'm just... And maybe, this is just me ranting. But I don't understand where Wargaming is coming up with this. Shorting it. Is it a smaller tank? Maybe. You know, but really they put 5 guys in the dong. Right? It's a sausage party. But I digress. True skill aside, this thing is a little different. So I went through and just got enough field mods so that I could have the different abilities and stuff. Did the standard, or what I would consider the standard, vents, rammer, V-stab. That garnered me like a 10.25 reload. So it is a very slow reloading tank, which with 2 loaders you would think it would be a lot faster. If it had its own dedicated loader, it'd be faster than that. But whatever, I digress. 8 degrees of gun depression. It does scoot. Like, this thing does get up and go in a straight line. It turns like a battleship. Yeah, don't expect to be whipping around like the EBRs in this wheel tank. And another weird thing, if you are shot in the tire, at least this is what I've noticed, and I don't know if this will continue or if it's just a bug they need to work out. I need to report it to Wargaming. But there's no noise. So you just hear the hiss of the tire, but you don't hear like the shot hit you. And yeah, I don't know. So it's just a bug, I'm sure, and hopefully they'll have it fixed by the time this thing comes out. But yeah, so it's an interesting little tank. It is. It's been kind of fun, but it has been challenging. It's really situational, and I'm going to show you my first 2 games that I played in it, and then I'm going to show you probably the best game that I had, and just how that game worked out to really allow me to do a lot of damage and have a really good game. Had it not worked out the way that it did, it wouldn't have been nearly as well. It wouldn't have ended as well as what we got. So with that, let's go ahead and get into our first game. All right, so we're here on Fisherman's Bay, and I forgot I was a medium tank. I thought this was a light tank for some reason. First battle or 2, and so I set it up for light tank. So I am running a turbo to get into position quickly, commander's vision system, and a low noise exhaust to hide myself. I didn't think about it at the time, but I probably should have been running binoculars or something, because this is more of a static setup for me, where I'm going to be sitting there trying to spot stuff, you know, so I should have binoculars, or at a minimum, coated optics. I honestly don't know that coated optics would be that great for this tank, because you're not going to be running around doing a bunch of tearing around corners and stuff like the clown cars. You're just going to be driving in a straight line. You're going to get to where you're going to get, and you're going to start shooting stuff. So I move up forward here to keep the FV from proxy spotting me. You know, I like having the little 50-meter circle turned on the mini-map so I can see where I am in relation to the other tanks to see if I want to proxy spot them or not. So I'm just sitting here soaking up the spotting damage by spotting everybody. Kind of wish I did have the binoculars or at least the coated optics. I will say this kind of highlights the lack of gun depression over the rear of the tank. So there is not really a lot. Pushes the gun up. But yeah, so we sit here for a while and spot stuff. Luckily our team is pushing. Get in here good to work this and really punish these guys as they try and push. So Lynx is sitting at me, so he shoots. I am going to run away, get a shot from the Lynx. Again, running away in a straight line because, as you see, that's full trying to turn and it's just nothing there. Tried winging one at him, didn't work. Somebody else does get hit. He hits me though, you know, because reasons. So I'm just kind of working this, trying to really, this tank just does not turn. It is very much a straight line drag race. But when it gets going, it can move. So I hop back in the bush here. Try and grab a little bit different position and continue to spot people as they peek the ridge with the trees. So I think we're going to skip ahead because really this is just a bunch of me sitting here doing nothing. So at this point, the Renegade moves up. I'm kind of wondering where the rest of the tanks are. So I scoot up here to peek, and there's just nothing. Nothing at all. So we keep moving on. Keep moving up. Continuing to try and spot things, to try and see things. The gun, I will say, does feel fairly accurate. It didn't miss a ton of shots, but I missed enough. Not enough to make me feel like it was trolling me a lot. So I pushed got the EBR or the links out from here, just kind of backing off again, trying to move. And I'm not sure if I get spotted here, but the SU just ends me. And yeah, so 405 damage, 1800 spotting for that first battle. Not terrible. I won't complain about that. It was, the very first time I had taken the thing out. So it's just like, what are you going to do? But we'll go back in the garage and look at the next one. We'll probably just head into the second game anyways. We'll do that. So here on Fjords, and I am moving to try and get some spots in the north. Again, thinking for some reason that I am a light tank. I don't remember why I was thinking that. But we get up here, get into the trees, kind of taking a peek around, looking at things, just to see what can happen. And this is kind of where it dawned on me that this thing is not a good tank to be trying to spot things without any support. So again, I can't get the gun down because I'm looking over the rear of the tank. There is no shooting over the rear of the tank. Just don't expect there to be any. Shot in the Comet. Of course, I get spotted, stuck on the rocks a little bit. Trying to get away. That Jetto really gets punished quite a bit. The P-43 is going to come help a little bit. But the nice thing is on this thing, I don't know exactly what. Look in the garage again, but the reverse speed is really high. It's not as fast as going forward, but it is almost as fast. And so I'm just up here trying to spot things, hoping my team will come. And I miss the fact that the Iron Arnie is all by himself on the ridge there. He can shoot us with impunity in the butt. And yeah. So that was just like, what the heck? So I tried to tell the P3 to help me withdraw, and thought maybe this T-34 was going to push, but I think he got tracked. And I get shot by the E-25. Okay, the guy gets shot by, and I get stuck on the rock. And yeah, can you screw up and die in the GSOR? You betcha. So let's go look at a game where I actually did well. Alright, so here we are on Berlin, and I'm the only tank heading to the south, because I didn't notice it in the map. Now I have remembered that I am indeed a medium tank, so I have this set up for Vents Rammer and Vert Stab. Get that sweet damage per minute. So we should be looking at about 10.5 seconds for every shot out of this 105 millimeter gun. So I get up here, and I'm like, I will say, yeah, there's nobody here. This is the battle I was talking about at the beginning, where certain set of things had to happen in order for me to do as well as I did. And so them not having anybody come down to the K line, down to the south, was that thing, was that set of circumstances. They really didn't. So I'm going to hold this position for a bit here and then start to moving forward. I'm expecting to be shot by something. I'm expecting to run into 4 medium tanks, even though there's only 3 in the game. 5 heavy tanks, 3 tank destroyers, and a light tank, because there's hiding, but nobody, which is weird. So I spot the UDES, which is strange. He doesn't turn to shoot at me, so I somehow wing one over and get a hold of him, getting all of that, and then I spot the M2. I thought was fun. Shoot, get shot by this Steyr, and I'm just like, well, what the heck? So reverse speed on this thing is fantastic. It really is. It seems to have pretty decent camo. Again, the gun is normally all right. I didn't feel like it was trolling. So this guy didn't spot me. Like, I was a little bit surprised. So he gives me a side. Just gonna go ahead and shoot him. So we're up to 1,000 damage here. Pushing this end of the map. Got a couple of tanks that are coming up behind me. And spot the Type 62, who for whatever reason decides it's a good idea to stay in the bush even though he's being shot, and he dies. Probably in the bush in AFK or something. I don't know. But we're just going to continue pushing on. Seeing what we can see. Kind of peek this corner here a little bit. Run this edge. There's the Steyr. So it doesn't have too bad of gun depression on these small ridges. Like I said, 8 degrees of gun depression is pretty workable in a lot of different situations. So I shoot him again, blind, and then the T-43 shows his face. So he's going to be spotting me. I let him pull out enough to where I think I can get a shot in on him, just track him. Try and move to get a little bit better position. He disappears. But he has moved. There's nothing there for me to shoot. So AMX 1375 coming up. And I don't know if he proxied the T-43 or what, but I'm like, okay, I can make this work. I can move to the left here. There's some cover on this side. Get spotted. I don't know who by. It's a T-43 or not, but I just keep moving up. And then slow down here, because I think I can get shots, and I'm right. Put one right in him. And then I'm hoping I reload fast enough. I'm like, reload faster, reload faster, reload faster. Because I'm looking for this tracking shot to hold him in place. And then the 1375 comes by and finishes him off. Which is alright with me, you know, so I'm good. Continue on. Oh, hey, look, it's the Steyr. So he's looking for the 1375, not paying attention to me. I will go ahead and claim that. Victory is mine. So I'm running this way. And lo and behold, I see the ELC. And I'm like, why ELC? And I'm like, wait a minute. Why is there a Scorpion G in the moat? But he's just sitting there. And where's his turret? And then I realize he's on his side. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to kill this guy without doing, like, shooting anything. And so I start seeing the numbers tick off him. And I'm like, hey, this is a good idea. I'm really smart.
I'm not a smart man.
And if you know anything about World of Tanks, you know that when you sit on top of another tank, you also take damage. And for whatever reason, I forgot this. So here I am thinking I'm all kinds of smart. And I see the 1375 coming over, and I'm like, bro, do not shoot my squish kill. This is my squish kill. I own him. And he shoots, so I shoot him. And he's like, no, dummy. He shoots me, and then I blow up. And I go, what? What just happened there? Why did I just die? And so, yeah, I was working on a 4,000 plus damage game there. Probably close to 6,000 combined damage game. And I threw it away because I wanted to step on the Scorpion G. Yeah. But we did go on to win this game. This is, yeah, I'm not a smart man. in case you ever wondered. If you've seen my streams, you should know that. So, anyways, back to the garage. So, first game did 2100 damage, 405 spotting. Again, I was playing it at like a light tank, not really thinking it through. But you know, 2100 assistance damage, so it can be that assistance damage tank if you want. If you can get it in the right spot. The camo values do seem to be not bad at all. Nothing really to report. It does make pretty good credits. This is without any boosters or anything, so 100,000 for the win. On the second game, I didn't actually save it to the end, so it didn't have a Beely Bopper for me, unfortunately. But second game, I don't remember. It wasn't that great. This game, though, that last one that we just watched was 1,700 damage, just about 3,700 damage with 1,700 assistance. So it was actually really good. And this one would have, in my opinion, been a 5,000 to 6,000 if I hadn't been an idiot and killed myself. Yeah. So again, making pretty good credits. This is a tier 8 premium credit maker. Personally, I think I have played 20 some games in this tank. I haven't played anything else today, so this is all from this. We're making pretty good money without running boosters and stuff. So if you have a premium account, this thing, it can make you some money. We're averaging, 1,300 damage per game, 1,350 somewhere in there. Average assistance is 782. I did have some games where I just died. I just like straight up got into this position and then was deleted. And there's a few where I just got mad and I just quit. Or I didn't quit the game, but I died and didn't bother keeping to get the replay completely with the end stuff. But it's an interesting tank, and it does have its problems. Like, you are not going to be zooming around the battlefield on this thing like you are in EBR. You have to get that out of your mind, and you're not even going to have the mobility that you would of a normal medium tank. Honestly, I don't know what that if you're not a tank collector, I don't know if I could recommend this. It's special in that it's a British wheeled medium tank, but that's it. It doesn't turn. It goes fast. It goes fast zoom, yay. But it doesn't turn, like, barely at all. It doesn't, the gun is slow reloading. The view range is abysmal without equipment. And it just... But, the gun is probably... The gun and its forward and reverse speed are probably the shining parts of this tank. So, would I say get it? Would I say spend the $50 on it or whatever that Wargaming will invariably charge for this? Man, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can say that. If you're a tank collector, you're probably going to get it. I'm probably going to get it because I like to have all the different tanks. And I will admit, this thing, when the games were good, it was fun. But it is not going to be a brawling medium at all. It's not going to be a medium that you can take in and zip in and out of enemy tanks, and actually do a lot of shooting and finishing off. It's a midline to backline support tank. If you run it like that, otherwise you get in a position, begin spotting, and hope the EBR doesn't come by and out you in your bush. But other than that, I don't know what else to tell you about this thing. It's definitely different. But yeah, so let me know what you think about the comments. And also, or let me know what you think in the comments. Also, let me know what you think about this style for this series of this video. Do you like, do you want my reaction as I'm playing the game, playing it for the first time? Or do you want me to play it a bunch and then do the replays? Or maybe I do the reaction, playing it for the first time, the first and second game, and then pause the video, so to speak, play a whole bunch of games, and then come back with my thoughts in the end. You know, pick a game that we can feature for the third one, where I do well, or just really something incredibly stupid, or well and then do something stupid and kill myself. You know, let me know. So whatever you guys are thinking, you know, we'll tailor this to better serve you, the viewer, and the tank commander. So should you buy it? Well, that's up to you. Is the average player going to do very well in this? I don't think so. This tank is going to be very, very, very special. It's going to be very, very specific to the situations where you're going to do well in it, because it doesn't have the armor, it doesn't have the mobility. It's got a decent gun, but the reload is bad. So yeah, I don't know. I don't have anything else to say on that. Again, standard loadout, I think. Vents, rammer, vert stab. If you're going to go super sneaky, I would do turbo, some sort of adding vision, or you could do the commander's or the exhaust system to reduce your visibility. I like this since if I'm up there trying to spot stuff, I want to spot it before it spots me, and then that's going to hopefully keep me safe, unless somebody's YOLOing in. I like this, but that's just me, you know, and other CCs probably will have better thoughts on that stuff. I just don't. So it's kind of up to you on how you want to run it. I also am running 2 different gold or round layouts for a little less regular if I'm fighting tier 10s, a little more gold. 8s, 9s, you know, I keep it at the standard loadout for me. So, and you could probably get a little more performance out of the tank by running food instead of a fire extinguisher or something. I didn't ever get set on fire. I didn't run into any issues. The mechanics for the tracks, or the tires I should say, is you do get shot, that you are severely slowed down, like a lot. But because you don't have the mobility, that ability to turn and stuff, you're just straight line. And so you need to fix your stuff and then hope you don't get shot in the time it takes you to get your repair off, because your forward and back speed is the only thing that's going to save you, and it is severely limited. So yeah. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you watching the video. Let me know what you think about the changes, and we'll catch you next time.